All right, let's dive right in. We're going to break down, minute by minute, the final, absolutely critical hour of what has to be one of the most daring rescue missions ever, Operation Entebbe. So, picture this. It's late on July 4th, 1976. And while America's celebrating its bicentennial, the real fireworks are happening thousands of miles away, over Central Africa. We've got 4 Israeli transport planes, and they are closing in on Entebbe Airport in Uganda. The clock is absolutely ticking. Now, to get there, these C-130s are flying at an altitude that is just, well, it's terrifying. Just 30 meters. That's less than 100 feet off the dark water of Lake Victoria. Why? So they can sneak in under Ugandan radar. We're talking about an all-or-nothing gamble right from the get-go. And that brings us to the first part of this whole thing, the impossible approach. I mean, think about it. You've got more than 100 elite commandos on these planes, and over 100 hostages whose lives are just hanging in the balance. Every single decision has to be perfect. There is zero room for error. So how do you even begin to tackle something that seems impossible? Well, you break it down into smaller pieces, right? The plan basically had 3 steps, and they sound almost, well, too simple. First, land without anyone noticing. Second, get inside that terminal. And third, rescue the hostages and get the heck out. But actually pulling this off? That was a masterclass in tactics and psychology. Every single step was built around surprise. Okay, so this timeline right here, this is going to be our guide for the next few minutes. And just look at how tight this is. I mean, from the first plane landing to the last one taking off, the whole operation on the ground is over in less than 1 hour. Every single second counts. Now, the success of this entire mission really came down to one incredibly bold idea. See, they weren't going to try to fight their way across a mile of open tarmac with guards everywhere. No. Their plan was to just drive right up to the front door, literally hiding in plain sight. And the way they did this was just brilliant. The deception was planned down to the smallest detail. They got their hands on a black Mercedes-Benz, an exact match for the one used by Uganda's dictator, Idi Amin. They even had Land Rovers for escorts, just like his real motorcade. And get this, the Commandos were all dressed up in Ugandan army uniforms. The whole point was psychological. Make the guards think the big man himself was showing up unannounced. But you know how it is. This is where a perfect plan smacks right into the messiness of real life. Even the best-laid plans can fall apart because of one tiny detail you just couldn't know. The entire mission is about to turn on a dime because of one single thing. So, here's the problem. Israeli intelligence was positive that Idi Amin drove a black Mercedes. But what they had no way of knowing was that just a few days before, he'd swapped it out for a brand new white one. And that's a detail the guards at the airport definitely knew. So as this fake motorcade rolls up to the last checkpoint, one of the Ugandan guards sees the black Mercedes and instantly knows something's off. He lifts his rifle, signals for the car to stop. And in that one moment, the commandos know. The jig is up. The element of surprise, poof, gone. They can't afford to stop, right? They pull out silenced pistols and take down that first guard. But then, a second guard opens fire with a regular rifle, no silencer, and that one gunshot just rips through the night, sounding the alarm for everyone. So much for stealth. It's now just a flat-out sprint. The commandos jump out of the cars and make a run for the terminal. And this kicks off the most intense part of the entire mission. Everything that's about to happen goes down in a blur. We're talking about the fate of over 100 people being decided in the next 3 minutes, all inside the main hall of that terminal. Okay, so the commandos smash their way in. They're screaming in both Hebrew and English, "Get down, get down." You have to imagine the chaos in there. Mattresses everywhere, terrified people. And in the middle of all that, they have to find and take out all 7 hijackers instantly without hitting any of the hostages. And at the exact same time, while hostages are being hustled onto the C-130s, another team is running a totally different but just as critical mission. This really shows you how much thought went into this. They were planting explosives on 11 of the Ugandan Air Force's MiG fighter jets. Why? To make absolutely sure nothing and no one could follow them. So hostages are safe, the MiGs are out of commission, the final phase begins. And this isn't just about getting away. This is about finishing a legendary operation and bringing everybody home. I mean, the speed and the efficiency of this whole thing is just mind-blowing. From the second the first plane's wheels hit the tarmac to the moment the last one took off, the entire time on the ground was less than 1 hour. It's just an incredible feat of timing and pure execution. And you know, that old terminal at Entebbe, it's actually still standing today, kind of like a quiet monument right next to the new modern airport. And if you go there and look closely at the walls, especially the control tower, you can still see the scars. The bullet holes from that night are still there. It's like the building itself has become this silent archive of what happened. It's a really powerful physical reminder of that one incredible hour, a testament to the lives saved, and also the lives that were lost. In the moment, a crazy plan became a legend. Look, the raid was a tactical masterpiece, for sure, but its legacy is so much bigger than that. It completely changed the game for counterterrorism, and it totally reset what people thought was even possible. Which kind of leaves us with this one big question, right? How can a single hour, just 1 hour, executed with that much precision, totally redefine what we think is possible?